Hey everybody, welcome back to the Financial Freedom Show. My name is Rob Berger. In this video, we're going to look at a handful of 0% balance transfer credit cards. These are cards where if you have, say, high interest credit card debt, you can transfer the balances from those cards to one of these new 0% cards, and for some period of time, not pay any interest. I used them extensively when we were getting out of credit card debt many years ago. The subject has come up because of an email I received from a viewer named Todd. He wrote me and said, I remember you've had some excellent talks on credit cards. I'm currently in a scenario where transferring the balance would be beneficial. He goes on to say, are there any cards out there that are currently catching your eye? Well, turns out there are a few. So I'm going to show them to you. And I'm going to show you some that I'm guessing you've not heard of before. Some of them might be familiar to you. But I've taken sort of a deep dive looking for the best offers. And many of these you won't find if you Google best balance transfer credit cards and select the top few results that you see in Google. You won't find many of these cards, or at least some of them. And in fact, that's true with this first one. Let's take a look. So this is from Union Bank. You can see here it's the Union Bank Platinum Visa credit card. It's got a 0% and it applies to both purchases and balance transfers for a period of 15 months. After that, you can see the regular APR goes from about 10% to 21.5%, depending on your credit, which underscores in a very important part about balance transfer credit cards. And that is, it's really important to either be able to get the debt paid off before the 0% ends. You know, one thing we did was we actually transferred some balances a couple of times, and that's an option. But in an ideal world, you'd get it paid off before the 0% ends. Now, 15 months is not the longest. We're going to look at some cards in a minute that are longer. Here's what sets this card apart. There's no balance transfer fee. So when you use 0% for purchases, you go out and buy some big purchase and it's a 0% purchase credit card for some number of months, there's no fee involved, right? But when you transfer a balance, there usually is. The fee, it can be higher than this, but typically it's 3%. Finding a card that doesn't charge that fee is extremely difficult. I only actually know of two. This one, there's another one from Navy Federal. You have to be able to qualify to join that institution, and it's only for 12 months, so I haven't mentioned it. But this is the only other one that I know of that doesn't charge a balance transfer fee. Now, take a note here. You've got to do the transfer within the first 60 days of opening the account. If you wait past that period of time, there's a 3% fee. But for a no-fee balance transfer credit card, again, a very rare thing to find, this is your answer. Now, you might say, well, Rob, that sounds great. Why don't we just stop there? End of the video. Have a nice day. Well, there are some other cards that could be better than this one for you, depending on your circumstances. One of the things that you'll note about this card, we can scroll through and look at the different features. One thing you won't find here, rewards. There are no rewards being offered by this card, you know, in terms of cash back or points or miles. There's no sign-up bonus. And so if you just want a balance transfer, that's the only purpose you want for the card, this might be your option. I think it's a really good option. But when you add in rewards and including sign-up bonuses, you could end up having a better option. And that brings me to the second card. This is a card I've carried for years. It's the Citi Double Cash card. It's a 2% cashback card. You get 1% when you make the purchase. You get the second percent when you pay for it. So if you pay your card in full every month, it's just a 2% cashback card. And that on its own is an excellent cashback card. Here's the thing that I like about for balance transfers. First of all, you can see here, let me see if I can make it a little bigger for you, maybe. There we go. It's for 18 months. So you get an extra 3 months as compared to the first card we looked at. From Union Bank, you get an extra 3 months. The downside is, again, this 3% balance transfer fee, minimum of $5. And again, a lot of these cards now are requiring you to do the transfer within a certain period of time. This gives you 4 months. I think most folks probably do the transfer as part of their application, so probably not a big deal. However, the reason I like this card even more than normal is that they just launched a limited time offer, a $200 cash back. Now, here's the deal on that. You got to spend $1,500 on the card in purchases. So any balances you transfer to the card don't count towards this bonus. The good news is you get a full 6 months to meet that purchasing threshold. Most credit cards only give you 3 months. So here's the deal. Depending on how much you're going to transfer, this bonus, assuming you qualify for it by putting $1,500 in purchases on the card in the first 6 months, could easily pay for your balance transfer fee, again, depending on how much you transfer. And even if it didn't pay for all of it, it would obviously offset a good chunk of it, and you get that extra 3 months. So I think this is a really good option as well. And after you're done with the balance transfer, you still got a great card that we continue to use. You could continue to use it as a cash back card. There's no annual fee for this card. So I think it's a really good option. And by the way, I will leave links to all of these cards below the video. All right, so moving on. This one now is, if you say, look, I just want a really long one, the longest 0%. This is one of the longest. You can see it's 20 billing cycles. There is a transfer fee, 3%. Let's jump to it. This, by the way, is known as the Schumer box. It was named after Senator Schumer because he sponsored the legislation that now requires credit cards to include it. The nice thing is it's a required format, so you can always find the same information for every credit card in the same place on this Schumer box. And you see the section for fees. I'll try to make this a little bigger, maybe. There we go. Here's fees. Then you'll find transaction fees, and right there's the balance transfer fee, and it's 3% in this case, or $5, whichever, a minimum of $5. So this is an excellent option. Again, it's a no frills card. There's no rewards on this card to speak of, and so you're basically getting a balance transfer card. But it is 20 billing cycles. That's a pretty long time. All right, now we can do even better. We can get up to 21 months. This is the longest period of time that I am aware of in a card. By the way, if you know of better, if you know of 24-month, or if you know of other no-fee balance transfers, please leave them in the comments below and let me know. I'll be adding all of these to my site, allcards.com. So this one, you get 18 months, but then if you pay everything on time, you get an extra 3. So you get 21 months for the Wells Fargo Reflect card. And so you got to, this is a good card. Again, you will pay a balance transfer fee, so keep that in mind. And again, it's short on rewards. This is not a rewards card. But if you were looking for a very long 0% on purchases offer, and you were willing to pay a transfer fee, well, 21 months, and you could actually do the math, for example, to say, well, is that 3% worth it for that extra 6 months as compared to our Union Bank Platinum card that we looked at? Or you could say, is it worth the extra 3 months, for example, compared to the Citi Double Cash with this $200 cashback balance? So depending on your specific circumstances, this isn't a one-size-fits-all. You'll have to maybe do some math and think through it. Of course, another factor will be how quickly do you think you can pay off the balance, right? So if you can pay it off in 15 months, yeah, you don't need the extra 6 months. All right, got a couple more to show you. For those that maybe bank at Bank of America, they have a number of good offers. One is the customized cash rewards card. So you get that $200 bonus potentially, right? But you also get a 0% offer, and we can jump down to, let's see. First of all, let's just talk about the cash back or the sign-up bonus. You got to spend $1,000. You only get 3 months. Remember, Citi Double Cash, you get 6, but you get the $200, which again could offset some of the fees. And speaking of fees, so here's the 0% for 15 billing cycles. Again, I like the Citi Double Cash better because it's 18 months, but still, maybe you want a Bank of America card. 3% is the transfer fee minimum of $10. And by the way, keep in mind with which card you pick, you cannot transfer a balance from one card to another if they're both issued by the same bank. So for example, you may say, yeah, Rob, I love this Citi Double Cash, but the card I'm transferring from is a Citibank card. Well, then the Citi Double Cash won't work for you. And that's why I'm showing you different cards from different banks. And the cash back, I actually think for most people, the Citi Double Cash with 2% on all purchases will actually generate the most cash back. But this one goes up to 3%, but it's just from one category. You get a couple of categories here that pay 2%. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger for you. But then the problem is everything is 1% after that. And that's why for most people, I think a 2% on everything card tends to outperform these cards with this sort of tiered approach. But still, I think a card worth considering. All right. Another card I like a lot. and one that I carry. I have this card, Chase Freedom Unlimited. So it's basically a 1.5% cashback card, or excuse me, it's a 1.5% bonus cashback card. Let me explain how it works. This will tell you. You get different percentages based on the purchase. So travel purchase through Chase, you get 5%. Dining at restaurants, you get 3%, and delivery. Drugstores, you get 3%. All other purchases, you get 1.5%. You'll notice all of these are crossed out, and they've each been increased by 1.5%. That's the bonus offer that Chase Unlimited is offering. So for the first year, you get an extra 1.5% cash back on all the purchases, all the categories, up to a total of $20,000 spent in the first year. You can see that here, and that comes out to up to $300. So this is potentially a $300 bonus card, which, as we've talked about, could go a long way to paying the balance transfer fee. And if we scoot down here, I believe they have it down here. We'll go to pricing and terms. Maybe this will tell us. Here we go. I know this is a little hard to see. I'll make it a little bigger. You get 0% for 15 months. Right here, you can see that on balance transfers. You also get it on purchases, right? And you come down here again, this is the Schumer box, so everything's in the same place. Balance transfers, it's 3% or with a minimum of $5. And again, you've got to do it within the first 60 days of account opening. Otherwise, the fee jumps to 5%. Whoops, 5%. So that's important to understand that. So that's the card. I think it's a great card. Like I said, I carried. I've not used the balance transfer feature on it, but I think this is a solid cashback card. Could be good for your balance transfer, again, if you were looking for a card that you can continue to use later down the road. All right, the last one I want to show you, another one I like a lot, is US Bank. You get up to 5% cash back. You get a $200 bonus. Again, for that, again, remember, the balance transfers don't help you towards the sign-up bonuses. You got to use purchases, but you spend $1,000 within, they give you 120 days, so 4 months. You get a $200 bonus, again, help offset the transfer fee. You get up to 5% cash back. You can see the details here, make it a little bigger. So you get, on your first 2,000 in combined eligible purchases each quarter on 2 categories, you get 5% cash back. You get 2% cash back basically on gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants, which is probably where a lot of folks' credit card spend goes, so that's solid. Everything else is 1%. And then we can look at their 0% offer. Again, we go to the Schumer box. You can see it here. It's for 15 months for both purchases right here and balance transfers right here. And then we can see the balance transfer fee, 3% with a minimum of $5. So I like all of these options. They're very, very different. As we saw, one doesn't have a transfer fee. Some do, or the rest do, but some of them offer a cashback bonus that could offset that transfer fee. Many of them offer rewards that you might find useful beyond just a simple balance transfer, which has always been my preference. I'd prefer to be able to keep the card long term, but your situation may be different. And then I've shown you some that have 0% balance transfers. They have a fee, don't offer a lot of rewards, but the transfer period, the 0% period, goes out 20 or even 21 months. So Todd, I hope that's helpful to you. I think these are all good offers. Again, if you have other offers you think are great, please leave them in the comments below. I'll definitely check them out and be adding them to my list of balance transfer offers that I'm keeping on allcards.com. As I said, I'll have links to all of these cards below the video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. And until next time, remember, the best thing money can buy is financial freedom.